welcome to episode number 23 of Along avec Anna. My name is Anna and this is a knitting podcast and a bit of sewing from the southwest of England. You can find me pretty much everywhere on internet with the name Along avec Anna, so it includes Instagram, where I'm the most active, Facebook, I've got a Facebook page, but it's the same content as Instagram. I've got a blog, alongavecana.com, where you can find links to my patterns, tutorials, sewing articles from the past, because I don't sew that much anymore, but still, maybe you'll find inspiration there. And you can find me as well on Ravelry. That's where I sell all my patterns in English and French. And on Ravelry you can find me with Along avec Anna or with Anna DERVOUT, which is my real name that I just started to use. So yeah, a big step. I hope you are well. Last time I recorded was ages ago. I think it was in November. So sorry about that. You know how it is. Because I've been designing for 18 months now full time, so I can't show everything on YouTube anymore like I used to in the old episodes. I've got a Patreon page, but it's all in French, so if you can speak French, you're welcome to come and support me there and watch the videos and the vlogs and discover a bit of the behind the scenes. But yeah, sadly I don't do it in English for the moment anyway. So I invest myself a lot into that page, so I record a lot of videos, and yeah, that means that I can't have time to do it all, so YouTube is just a bit behind everything. But today I recorded a French episode this morning, and I thought if you want to record an English one you need to do it straight away, because that's usually what I do. But last time I didn't, because I didn't have time. I had to pick my girl at nursery. And then, you know, in that week I was really busy, and then the time passed and I was like, oh, I need to record this episode, I need to record this episode, and then it was just too late. So I thought, well, sorry about episode 22, it's only in French. But this time, episode 23 is in English, so I'll show you what I've shown this morning into the French episode, and I'll go back a bit further to what I've shown in the episode 22 in French. I hope it's clear. Last time I recorded was in November, so I mean a lot of things happened since. I've been really busy this winter, just working on my normal project, you know, pattern to publish on Ravelry, pattern collaboration, and then I've been working on a quite a big project as well the past few months. That I can't reveal for the moment, but I will soon. And it's, you know, it's been time consuming. It's really good, but it's been time consuming. So yeah, I've been really busy this winter, but everything's good. I'm so happy with what I do that, you know, it's okay if I work a lot. So I've got a lot of things to show you. I've got a lot of pattern that have been released the last couple of months. I've got two things that I've knitted or that I'm currently knitting that are from other designers, and then I have quite a lot of things that I bought from Iceland and from EYF, where I was last weekend, so I'll chat a bit about that as well. So yeah, let's start with what I'm wearing. So what am I wearing today? I'm wearing my Romy jumper. Here it is. Just gonna tie it down. So the Romy jumper is a jumper that I released in December. You've got this pretty hem at the bottom. It's like scalloped hem with a lace. Trying to show you, and it's drop shoulders jumper. Very simple construction, really easy to knit, kind of like mindless knitting, if you will. And yeah, ribbing, and it has mohair, so it's really soft, it's really cozy, it's really warm. I love it. So I released this pattern in December, and it was in collaboration with Moellevue. So Moellevue yarn, I'll show you the yarn I used. So the dyer behind Moellevue yarn is Paula. She's a dyer from North Wales. And here it is, Moelview yarn. So I used her Welsh Mule base, which is, it's fingering, so it's Blueface BFL, Blueface Leicester, and local Welsh Hill breed. And it's been dyed naturally with plants. And with that, I had the mohair that goes with it, so I don't have the label anymore, but that was her mohair, like pink. And together give you this beautiful jumper. So I'm really pleased with the result. I did a first version that is on the pictures, of the official pictures of the pattern that you can find on Ravelry. And then at EYF she wanted to have kits for the jumper, so we decided to knit a second version in the kits she will offer, in the colours that she will offer at the festival. So that's why this pink version is different from the brownish version of the official pictures of this jumper. But yeah, so this one is quite recent. I had it made by a sample knitter because I didn't have enough time to do it. And the sample knitter, she sent it to me in February, I think. And I've been wearing it a lot since because it's just, it's so cozy, and because it's not too, like, it's quite warm at the moment, but it's not too hot, so you can wear this type of jumper with mohair and then you can go out without a jacket, so you know, it's fine. And the fingering has a lot of structure, so the lace stays like perfect even after, you know, I wore it like a couple of times already without blocking it again, and it stays perfect. So it's a lovely, lovely yarn. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. And before showing you, you know, everything I've released and knitted and all that, just wanted to have like a bit of a chat to tell you what happened. So yeah, nothing happened really. Early December I went to a yarn festival in France and it was really nice. It was my second time. First time to that festival, second time to that type of festival in France. They have two big, one in February, March, and then one in December. And yeah, it was lovely to just meet everyone. I bought quite a lot of things. I was more for sewing actually. And then yeah, then that was Christmas, then Happy New Year. And yeah, just winter went really quickly, really. And 3 weeks ago now, we were lucky enough to go on holidays for a week to Iceland, and it was just, there's no words. To be honest, there's no words. It was absolutely beautiful. I was dreaming about this trip for, like, I don't even lie when I say 15 years, because I was in high school, so yeah, that was almost 15 years ago. And yeah, never did it because, you know, it's quite an expensive city, country. So every time I was like, oh yeah, but you know, I don't have money to go for 2 weeks. And then after seeing so many people going for like 3-4 days, I thought, why don't we go just for a week, and then, you know, we do half of the country, and then, you know, in a few years we'll go back for like the north side. So that's what we decided to do. And we went, and yeah, it was absolutely stunning. The weather was great. We had all type of weather like I was expecting. It wasn't too warm, obviously, but it wasn't too cold either, which is good. But it was still snowy, but not too much. So I think it's quite a good time, because it's not too touristy. It's a bit cheaper than in the summer. And then you still feel like it's winter with the snow, but it's not like the proper winter anymore. So yeah, it's amazing. So we've done all the south side and went up quite high actually, up north to the east, on the east side. And then yeah, we'll have to do the north and the west next time. But yeah, we visited lovely places. I was lucky enough to be able to visit the Istex factory with Vedis Tir. It was really good to see all the loppy yarn, the way it was dyed, and yeah, it was just really, really interesting. bought some yarn there, and yeah, so like, you know, all the horses and the sheep, and yeah, it was really amazing. So I decided to do a vlog about my trip. So if I speak on the vlog, I'll be speaking French, because that when I recorded in French, but I will put subtitles. But most of the vlog will be, you know, landscape and, you know, visiting a bit of yarny shops, things like that. So it will take me quite a lot of time to do it, because we've got videos from my phone, from the camera, and then we've got really nice videos from the drone as well. So I need to take time, sit down and do all that montage, and it takes time, like way more than a podcast, because you want to put like different views of the same thing, and it's just time to import everything. It's just, yeah, it takes like 5 times more than a podcast. So it will be a bit long, but yeah, hopefully next month or so I'll be able to upload a video on our trip if you want to go check it out. So yeah, so let's start with what I've released and what I've been working on the past couple of months. So in January I received this little hat. So I think I showed you the original version. It's downstairs, I can't show it to you. It's the Dandelion hat. So it's pattern I released in November, and I released the original version in pink. And this time I wanted another, you know, another one. So I used the Sokye base from Coop Knits and the Cumulus alpaca. They were like held together. So it's like a DK, it's a fingering and a lace, and it gives you a DK gauge. So here it is. Can't really see. A bit too. Here we are. With a little alpaca pom-pom. And yeah, it's a perfect hat. Well, I've got my hair there, so it's not the best way the hat doesn't like stay on your head that well. But yeah, no, it's a really good hat for, you know, like autumn, springtime, well, spring, end of winter time, or winter. If you live in a place where it's not too cold in winter, it's perfect. For us, it was more, well, actually, I think I wore it quite a lot this winter, the pink one in the end. But yeah, so it's not too hot in England though. So yeah, so I really, really like it. So it's one of my sample knitter, Maud, who knitted it for me. And yeah, I just love it, so I wore it quite a lot. In January, I released this hat. It's called the Maric hat. It's a part of the Maric collection. So I've got the jumper, like adult jumper, Maric Lady, and then I've got Maric Little. It's the children version of the jumper with the yoke. So it's the same, but on the yoke. And I wanted to release a hat, so here's a hat. And I released that in January for the Chevaux Solidaires charity. So I explained on the pattern page what is Les Chevaux Solidaires. So we raised money for all the profits from the sale in January for this hat have been donated to the charity. And yeah, I think it was close to €500 with the conversion from pounds. So yeah, if you bought the pattern in January, thank you very much, because you help the charity for medical research. So thank you. And yeah, so now it's still on Ravelry, you can still buy it, but yeah, the profits were only in January. So it's a DK weight hat that is really easy to make, because the colorwork is really simple. You don't need to carry your floats. So if you're a beginner in colorwork, it's a perfect type of hat really to start. So here it is. Really happy with the inside, and I used the yarn from Lena Mouret. So she's a dyer from France, from Tours, and she sells online on her website, and you can find some of her yarn as well in Loop in London. So that's her DK base, Athena, 100% merino superwash. So it's superwash yarn, but you know, you can see it's not like if you had used some Shetland or some Icelandic yarn, but it still gives you a really good colour work, I think. So yeah, Magic Hat, really like this one. I wore this one quite a lot as well this winter. So I released that. What else? I had to write everything down. Recently I released this little jumper. It's called the Cozy Sweater. So it's a children version of the Susie sweater. So the Susie sweater was a pattern that I released in November, and it's a raglan top down, plain stock in it with a round neckline and some 2x2 ribbing, and I wanted something really simple for beginners. I think I've probably showed it to you in the last episode, and I wanted to make a children version which would be similar but a tiny bit different. So it's a different neckline this time. You know, it's not a round neckline, it's just a like straight normal raglan, and then I added pockets, and yeah, I find them so cute. So this is the size 2 years old for my little girl. It's starting to be a bit small now. She really got bigger in the last few weeks. And it was knit in the same yarn as my Susie, which is the wool bound. Do I have it here? Yes, it's this one. It's the twist stock 4-ply bramble colorway from the wool bound. So it's this beautiful, beautiful yarn. And for the mohair, I used the kid silk from Drops. The colorway was white, I think. And yeah, you've got long 2x2 ribbing, and then ribbing there, 2x2. It's just a very simple design with little pockets. So I find it good because for your children, you could just, you know, knit a few different colors, and then it would be like a good wardrobe staple, really. Wardrobe essential or something like that. And she's been wearing quite a lot. I know that a lot of people are like, oh my god, you're knitting like white for your little girl, I'm not afraid it's gonna be all dirty. But no, well, I don't put it on her when she goes to nursery. That's a big no, because they don't always put you know, like protection or anything if they do painting, or so I don't want paint on this one. Okay, but yeah, no, at home she's good. She's really good, and she's always careful, and even if I don't say anything, you know, she's just not a messy little girl, so for the moment anyway, so that's really good. So she can wear that and not, it won't end up all dirty at the end of the day. So so it was knit with mohair, but obviously if you want to knit it without mohair for your little one, it's possible. You just need to use one single DK wet yarn, and it will work, especially if you want to do it for, you know, like a tiny baby, because it starts at 3 months. It's like 3 months, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, something like that. So for the smaller size, it's not always good to put mohair for your little one, obviously, because, you know, it's just going to be itchy on their nose and could be dangerous. But one single DK and it works fine too, so whatever you want. So I've done that. What else? I'm just trying to push. That's when I look at that, I'm like, wow. First, I released a lot of patterns. Second, I haven't recorded for ages. Another pattern I released last month, yeah, February, actually, almost a month ago, are the RL socks. So again, as I like to work with kind of collection, I've done the Dandelion collection, a bit of the Marie collection is on the way, and the RL collection. So I've done the RL jumper, the RL hat, and this time they are the RL socks that I've knit in Cup Knit as well, the sockier base from Cup Knit, so same as the Dandelion hat. And you've got this little star stitch that I use on the RL jumper, and the way that it fades from the top to the bottom, same way as the jumper. Here it is. So it's a top, well, a cuff to toe, cuff to toe, with like a reinforced heel. yeah, they're really simple to make. They're really simple, but then this little stitch gives them a little, you know, rhythm to the knitting and little feminine stitch, yeah. So I'm not a big sock knitter. I like to knit socks, but it's definitely not my favorite. But I'm really happy that I've knit this pair and that I've been able to design a pair, because I wanted to do it for quite a long time. So I'm really pleased to actually add them to the RL collection. But I'm still not gonna become like a obsessed sock knitter like some people, because I don't know why. Like, it's nice, but yeah, just not my favorite, but it's nice to have a few pair of socks that are handmade and in a really like nice but really good price yarn though. So RL socks, and then last month I released this cardigan that I'm a fan of. I love it. It's called the Blossom cardigan. So it's a little cardigan with a V-neck. Just gonna, here we are. Probably gonna see better like that. It's a cardigan, a drop shoulders with a V-neck that is knit top down. You've got ribbing, twisted ribbing, cute buttons. So the sleeves are picked up there, and then you have twisted ribbing, and the sleeve is not straight, it's like a bit of a balloon effect, I think you call it, but like really small one. Like, it's not, you know, it's not huge. You can just see that you have a bit more decreases at the end compared to this jumper, for example. And then all of this cardigan is on the back, and it's this huge lacy back with a nice flowery lace. So yeah, really happy with how it turned out. So it's a top down. So you start with the back, you knit until the underarms, then you turn your work and you pick up the stitches for the shoulders, and you knit half of the front, do the same on the other side, and then you will join both front and the back together, and you'll knit back and forth, as it's a cardigan and not a jumper. You'll knit back and forth following the lace. So the lace is explained in a chart as well as written instruction, because I know I only work with charts. Like, one of my friends explained to me how charts worked a few years ago, and since then I've been just using charts all the time. But I know that some people rather have written instruction, which is normal, so for this one I did both. And yeah, so I've done a V neckline, yay! I don't know about you, but in the French community it's something that was asked to me for quite a while, because for the moment everything I've done was round neckline, because that's what I like the most and that's what I like to wear. But I realized that a lot of people enjoyed the V neckline a lot, and were asking to me for more V neckline. So I was like, okay, I need to do one, and I actually really like it. It's really nice with a little tank top under. I don't know why I didn't do any before, but here we are. I've got quite a few V neckline cardigan or jumper planned for the next few months. So if you're into the V-neck team, you'll be happy. So yeah, so it's really feminine, but you have 10 centimeters of positive ease, so it's not too fitted, but it's not boxy either. So yeah, Blossom. And I've knitted in the Belle Époque base from Maison Corlaine. Maison Corlaine is a French dyeing company from the center of France, and they sell on their website. And their Belle Époque base is 55% BFL and 45% silk. And the colorway is Anna May. So it's like beige, pink, bit of grey, brown. Sometimes got like variation in the yarn. So yeah, and it's a DK cardigan, so it's perfect for spring. in the UK anyway. I mean, we had 17 degrees the other day, but 17 degrees in March is just not normal. So yeah, so in a normal weather, it works really well for like spring and autumn, or even summer if, you know, you live in a place where it's not too hot in summer, and in the evening if you want something to put on, then, you know, this type of cardigan, it would be good even in DK. So yeah, and there is a CAL running at the moment in my Ravelry group. So my Ravelry group is Along avec Anna. And then in the CAL you can find CAL Blossom, and then you have pictures for CAL Blossom. So I ask you to put a picture of the start of your project and one at the end of your project, and I'll draw a winner at the end of the CAL and give them a little gift or something. So most of the people who are doing the CAL are French speaking, because a lot of my followers are from France, but obviously if you speak English or any other language, well actually I can't speak other language than English and French, sadly, but if you speak English and you want to participate, please come. You know, I really like to mix both worlds. So yeah, just come, and if you have questions, just write them down, and a lot of French people speak English as well, and I'm here to answer the question. Or if you just want to participate to the, you know, to the contest for the CAL, just add your pictures, and yeah, you're welcome to join us. So yeah, so that was last month release, and then this month release. Today we're Monday the 1st of April, and I released my very first shawl design. So I'll show it to you. Here it is. So this is the RL shawl. So again, after the jumper and the hat, the socks, you have now the shawl. So it's a triangular shawl. With tassels. I love tassels so much. With tassels, and you have this little star stitch again, like the other RL, the other pattern from the RL collection. It fades from the bottom to the top. Here it is, and it's quite big. It's like, after blocking, it's 1.85 meters on 75 centimeters, so it's really big, and it's really something that I wanted, because as I said, I'm not a sock knitter, and I'm technically not a shawl knitter either, just because I couldn't really find what I liked. So last year I knit the Bow Blush from Andrea Mori, and I really liked it, but and I wear it, but I just don't really know how to wear it. It's a crescent shawl, and I'm not sure how to place it. When I found this one easier to wear, and especially with the tassel, it gives, I don't know, it gives a nice little look. I've always loved pom-pom and tassel, and it was sure that I will add some on this shawl. And then it's all in stockinette stitch with this star stitch, and the end is a garter stitch border. So it's really simple, it's really not complicated, doesn't take too much time. I found it so addictive that I've actually knitted in 1 week. So I mean, I knew how to place the stitch already, so I just needed to see if it was working out while knitting it. But I knew where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, so so I've worked like a lot that week. I've knitted a lot, spent a lot of time on this shawl, but yeah, I was just so happy with the result. And I used the Blossom and Fern yarn. So she's the dyer behind. She's called Heidi, and she's the dyer behind Blossom and Fern, and she's located in Manitoba, Canada. And it's merino, cashmere and nylon, and she did like a little contest on Instagram to ask people to for like name IDs for that yarn, because this colorway has been dyed especially for our collaboration, so it was a new one for me, if I can say. I sent her like colors that I liked and my inspiration, and we've been following each other for quite a while, so she knew my style and she came up with this colorway that I absolutely love, and so she decided to name it Mulberry Blush. So yeah, so if you're interested about this yarn, she did an update yesterday on her website, so I'll put the link in the description box, and with everything, all the links of the things I'm talking about. She did an update and you can find the yarn there. So for this shawl, because it's 389 meters for 150 grams, 115 grams, you'll need 3 skeins. If you use another yarn that is more like 400 meters for 100 grams, it could fit in 2, because I used 820 meters for the shawl. So considering most of the hand-dyed yarn, most of the skeins are actually a bit more than 100 grams, usually they're more 105. Just look, you know, at what you have at your place, and if you have a bit more than 100 grams by 2, then you could make the shawl, and worst case you could skip the tassel if you don't like them, or you could make them in a contrasting yarn. Sorry. Oof, it's hard to speak like that for a long time, first in French, now in English, when it's been a long time, and so sorry if sometimes I can't speak properly. So yeah, but if you have 3 skeins, then you know you can do it all, which would be better, but in case you have just 2, it could fit, you know, worst case you could still like make it a bit smaller if you wanted. But yeah, for this yarn anyway you need 3 because the yardage is smaller. So yeah, so it's a purple, sort of purple, and you have like variation in the yarn, like a bit darker, a bit lighter. Oh, it's just, yeah, beautiful. I've been wearing it non-stop, and I need to stop because I don't want to make it all, you know, used, but it's just so soft and so drapey, and yeah, I love it. So this is the RL shawl, that you can find on Ravelry in French and English as usual. And the last one that will be released on Saturday is to close, not close, never say close, but to finish, kind of. To finish for this month, this winter, the RL collection. So it's the little version of the boxy sweater. So RL little. So this is size 2 years old that I've done for my little girl. You've got about 18 centimeters of positive ease on the body, and then sleeves are a bit fitted. And I've used the same yarn as for my second version, so it's the DK Yak base from the Wool Barn, and the colorway is denim. And yeah, we've done duo pictures together, matchy-matchy, and yeah, she doesn't say anything for the moment, so I enjoy it. One day maybe she'll say, don't want to do matchy outfit anymore, Mom, but yeah, for the moment she doesn't say anything, she's happy, So yeah, so this pattern will start at size 2 years old and will go to size 12 years old. But the size 12 years old is the same as the first size of the adult jumper. It's kind of like, yeah, I didn't know if I should include it or not. But in case you need just the size 12 years old and you need, you know, another smaller size, then you can have only the child version. So yeah, so it will be released on Saturday, and yeah, it's just like similar to the adult one really. So yeah. So then that's what happened with my patterns. Now I'm going to show you what I've been knitting, or what I've knitted from other designer. And one thing I've done was for my trip to Iceland, I really wanted to wear mittens. So I've made the Norwegian mittens for Mimi. So I've got 2 there. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry. Here we are, with a really, really nice flower, and then that's the back. And I've knitted them in John Arben textile, and it's the knit by numbers. So it's DK, double knit, and it's 100% pure Falkland merino wool, and it's organically farmed. So it's not this colorway that I used. Here it is. I used kind of a like purple-ish and beigey grey. And yeah, you see, I didn't use much. Like for the trip, I wanted to make myself a pair, and then I wanted to make a pair for my little girl with, you know, the leftovers. But I was really in a tight schedule, and I finished my mittens like at lunchtime, I think, and it needed to be blocked and to be dried for like 4 AM the next day. So it did, but it was really short, so I didn't have time to knit a pair for my little one. She had, you know, mittens, but I would have liked us to have like a pair, like a similar pair. But so I first started like this with a leftover white that I had, which is Berroco vintage, I think. It's Berroco yarn that I bought in Canada in 2015, and I wanted to make, I did make actually, some stockings, Christmas stockings. So I needed a red, flashy red, and a very white. So that's my leftovers. And then I went to the shop in my city, and I bought the, so it's the same, it's DK knit by numbers, the John Arben, and it's kind of a teal colorway. So I started them like this, and I really liked them, but then when I tried them on for the first time, I realized it looked way too big. So basically you've got your pattern, and then it says you need to knit in DK, and depending on the size that you want to make, you need to change your needles. So if you want to make the size child, you need to knit in 3.25. If you want to knit the size small, you knit in 3.5mm needles. Size medium would be 3.75, and size large in needles 4. I've got small hands, but it was my first pair of mittens, so I had no idea what I should knit. So I started in size 3.5mm needles to have a size small, and yeah, that was what I had. So I not finished it because I didn't do the thumb, because I realized that it looked too big. So I asked to Audrey from Yarnflex what she was thinking, because she had knit a lot of mittens before. So I asked her, where are your fingers supposed to go to come, like compared to the mitten? And she said, yeah, your I don't know how you call this one. I know the song that where are you? But yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. It's supposed to touch the top of the mitten, and it clearly doesn't. Like it clearly doesn't. So yeah, I was like, okay, this is way too big. I need to start again. So I was in such a rush to actually make this size child. So I've got, yeah, in 3.25. I mean, it could be just my gauge. It's not always my hands. No, I have tiny hands. So yeah, so that's what I've made, and then I decided to give this one to my niece. She's 11, but she's way taller than me, and she's already got bigger hands, like larger hands. So yeah, so I need to finish this one and then knit the other one, and I'll give them to her for next winter or so. So I've done that, and then the other project that I was working on this winter was the AITO shawl from Mandarins, Melody HOFFMAN. So in Plotulopi yarn from Lopi Istex. So I started this shawl because I really wanted to wear it in Iceland. You know, like Icelandic yarn and all that. So I did start it, and you know, within like a week I was there. It was really quick, really nice. I had a bit of trouble with the lace and the yarn, to be honest. It was a bit like, yeah, I wasn't really sure. I think I've made some mistakes, but you can't really see with this yarn anyway, so it's fine. The only thing is that I've got the pattern from the Line magazine number 4. But I do have the pattern as well on Ravelry because I follow Melody on Patreon. So we had the pattern a few months ago. And there's a mistake on the Line magazine because she's got the bigger section in white. And then it goes down to black here. But then on the Line it's the opposite. Like they made a mistake with the color. So it starts white small and then it goes up to dark. But I realized, like, I looked at the pattern and I was like, it's not, like, you're supposed to start with white, but you're starting the smaller section, so it doesn't work. So then I compare and I found the erratum. So yeah, so I based it as her version, the official version really, and on her Ravelry pattern. So if you want to knit it, know that, yeah, it doesn't work the same, the colors don't work the same way on the lining. So I was going really well with this one, but then I realized that I had left 2 of the skeins at my parents in France, and my parents were supposed to come in February, so I was like, oh, that's okay, you can take them, I don't have space in my suitcase, just keep them, and in February when you'll come, you'll bring them to me, except that they moved their trip to England in March, end of March, and it was basically too expensive for them to send me the yarn because French post is just insane. It was cheaper for me to buy the 2 skeins in England in an online shop. So I thought I'm gonna do that, but then the shop was out of stock. So yeah, I had to leave it on the side, so I haven't touched it since, yeah, February. So it's been a month and a half, maybe 6 weeks. That it's been like that, folded on the side of my shelf. So, but my parents came last week and they brought the yarn, so I'm going to be able to finish it now. So I don't know when I'll finish it, but I don't think it will take too long, so I really just have to knit it, so then I'll be sure that next winter, you know, it will be ready to wear. So yeah, so I'm using the Plotulopi yarn, so that's the recommended yarn. And I really like it. It's really fun to knit with like that type of yarn. Just the way it breaks, it's quite insane. But yeah, I really like it. Just need to be. It was just a bit difficult at the start because I'm a tight knitter, so it was a bit of a struggle. But then I got used to it, and after that it was fine. So yeah, so that was what I've been knitting, and then. That's it. I've done quite a lot of other things, obviously, but I can't show you for the moment. I worked on an entire collection that is on the side under my tear that I will show you, you know, in a couple of weeks, month. So I've been really busy, but I can't show everything. So yeah, so now I'm going to show you what I bought recently. So one of the things that I bought, like a lot of people I guess, is the last Line magazine. So I really like that magazine. I just love their style, the photography is stunning, and yeah, just love the patterns, and yeah, I'm a big fan, but I don't buy them all the time. I only buy them when I really like more than one design. To make it worth it, and there were a few in this one that I really enjoyed, like this crazy shawl. I'm sure most of you know now because it's been released in mid-February, so I'm sure you've all seen it. But yeah, and this one as well. really like this jumper. Oh, cardigan. What else? And I really like, oh yeah, the really interesting construction as well from Fiber Tales, the Nerea sweater. So yeah, and I mean the pictures are just turning in the snow like that, and you have, sorry, whoop, you've got a really cool interview of Emma from Woolly Mammoth Fiber, and oh yeah, I just love her. I love her style, and I've been lucky enough to meet her quickly, but still at EYF, and it was just really nice to chat to her. She's as nice as on her podcast. So yeah, just a really good magazine, really good book to have. So I bought that on pre-orders. I bought it at Isolda because it's the cheaper. I think it's cheaper regarding fees, like post fees, delivery. So yeah, what else? So I bought sock blockers for my socks because as I'm not a huge sock knitter, I didn't have sock blockers, but I wanted some for the RL socks. So I bought the Woodico sock blockers. I bought them on Etsy. Originally I wanted another pair that my friend had, but I think the shop closed or it's like on long-term leave or something. So I had to look for other shops, and because I've got small feet, I needed like smaller blockers, and this brand was doing like, not customized, but you know, they do like, so it's like 5 to 7, so that's US, which is 2.5 to 4 UK. And then 35, 37 French, or like Europe. So yeah, so they are perfect size, and I mean they're quite, you know, they're quite resistant. So it was good, not too expensive either. So I bought that. What else? When I was at the festival in France in December, I bought some fabric. So here, what it is. So it's a fabric for a jacket for children. So I think I've shown you before in other podcasts, but I really like the sewing pattern company called Icati. It's a French company, and they do really nice pattern for mostly for children, but they do a bit as well for ladies. And they have this jacket called Grand Ours that I've sewn a few times before, usually for like gift for babies, or even for my girl. And I've got a friend who had a baby in January in Montreal, so I bought this fabric, so I will make a Grand Ours jacket in size 1-year-old, and I'll give it to her in June so the baby can wear it next winter. And it's really warm, it's really stuffy, it's really nice, and you don't need any lining obviously because it's, you know, it's really thick. So you just do one piece of the pattern, and then you don't need to line, you don't need to do any finishes. It's so, I mean, that's really good. And the result is so cute. So yeah, so I'll do that with this one, and then I'll do another one for my girl in the pink one because she's all about pink at the moment. How come? I don't know. But she's all about pink. So so yeah, so I'm gonna do like a size 3 years old, probably in this one for the autumn. So yeah, so that's what I bought. What else? Let me check everything that I have. I bought some yarn in Iceland, of course. So after going to the Istex factory and do the little tour, we went to the shop Alafos, and it's really close, about 5-minute walk, 5 minutes in the car from Istex. So it's like 20 minutes from Reykjavik. And they've got this big shop where they sell a lot of Icelandic yarn. They sell kits as well. So I found like the ridari jumper with the yarn, you know, in a bag, and you just buy it and you've got all the quantity and the pattern. And they sell handmade lopapesa, so it's the traditional Icelandic jumper. But I didn't buy any of the jumpers because I really wanted to. I mean, they were so beautiful. I was like, oh, I want one. I won't have to knit it. I want to wear it now. It was more that because I love to knit. So it wasn't knitting it. It was just that I wanted to wear it while being there. And obviously I couldn't because I had some color work jumpers for the trip, but not like a proper lopapesa. But yeah, it's £150 minimum. So it's handmade, obviously. So I was like, well, £150 for a handmade one, or I can just have for less than £30 the yarn and I can make it myself. So I decided to go for that, obviously, as I'm a knitter. So I bought for like more of a summery, Icelandic summer. So, well, English is not crazy summer either, to be honest. But yeah, for more like a evening summer or like start of autumn or spring, I bought Plötulopi yarn. So I bought 3 skeins of these and 1 of purple, and I'll probably do like a little jumper with a colorwork yoke or something like that. And yeah, I don't know how soft it is on your skin. I mean, the little sweater I've seen in the shop looked really soft actually, but yeah, I don't really know. Haven't finished my shawl yet, so I can't tell you. And then after that, that was like first day of the trip, and last day of the trip we went to visit Reykjavik under the rain, sadly. And we went to a shop that is called Storkurinn. Sorry for the accent. And it was really funny because it's a shop you can find outside of Reykjavik. Well, it's in Reykjavik, but it's not in the center. You need to go with your car. And I was looking for Icelandic yarn. Okay, so I was like, okay, I want to buy maybe, I don't know, sweater quantities to make a ridari sweater or something, like a Letlopi yarn. And I arrived in this shop. And it's absolutely beautiful shop. The decoration is amazing. All the yarn, it's just, you've got little, like a sofa, and it's just, oh, it's a beautiful shop. But it was really funny because the only Icelandic yarn they had was the Letlopi, and it was just a small shelf, and all the rest was just, it was hand-dyed yarn. I think you had some Dererumdatuya yarn. But you had like life in the long grass, things like that. So I had a chat with the owner, and yeah, she explained to me that, you know, like obviously people from Iceland will knit the Icelandic yarn. It's normal. It's, you know, it's really cheap. It's really warm. It's water resistant. It resists like years. She said her husband is still wearing his lopapesa, and it's like 15 years old, and the more it gets old, the better it is, and the softer. And apparently, for what she said, she even said her husband doesn't want her to knit him another one because he loves this one too much, because the fabric is getting more, I don't know, drapey maybe. So yeah, but she said obviously, you know, people from Iceland, they want to discover more yarn too, not just Icelandic yarn. So she's selling a lot of European, North American. I didn't have the chance to look at everything, if she had any Australian or New Zealand yarn, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was just funny because I wanted to go for the Icelandic and ended up seeing all these beautiful yarns. So I only bought the Icelandic, but yeah, it was a beautiful shop to visit. And I bought like a sweater quantity of Letlopi. Here we are. So I wanted, again, by being in the country, and seeing all those more like natural colors, I wanted one that was like the most natural possible. So like grey, like light grey, dark grey, brown, black, things like that. But she didn't have like all the colors that I wanted, and then yeah, I couldn't find everything I wanted, so I went for like quite natural, and then I added 2 like dyed, like really dyed colorway, so 2 blue. But yeah, I went for like a darker base. So I don't know if I will knit the Ridari or if I will keep it and maybe knit another pattern or a design. I will do, but yeah, I bought for the Ridari because I really like this jumper, and I thought I'll see, you know, later on what I decide to do. But yeah, if we have the chance to go back to Iceland, I really want to have my Lopapisa this time, like in proper Icelandic yarn, so we need to start it. We never know when we'll go back. So that's what I bought, and then I received back, oh no, I didn't show you actually. I received this perfect bag from Buku, and I bought this bag in an update that she did in October, end of October or start of November. And it was supposed to arrive to my friend in Montreal, who would bring it back to me in Paris when she was, visiting her family. But yeah, I wrote the wrong address, whatever, took ages. But yeah, she ended up receiving it, but too late, so she sent it to me by the post, and it was way cheaper than having it delivered straight from Buku. Plus, I didn't have the customs because it was coming from my friend and not from the shop. So yeah, it was a good deal to do like that. And yeah, it's perfect. It's like a wax project bag, and it's a project bag, but I use it as a handbag as well. And you've got pockets inside, and yeah, I've just been using it non-stop since whenever I received it, like December or something. And then last week it was EYF. So what do you do in EYF? You chat, you knit if you have time, and then you buy stuff. That's what it is. So I bought this really nice project bag from Hey Mama Wolf. So I really like it. There is a like pockets inside, and you've got those little leather handles up, and yeah, I've got a jumper inside. So yeah, really happy with this little project bag. I've been using it all week, and it's really nice. It's a bit of a like peachy color, so I hope it won't get too dirty. But yeah, really like it. And then I brought some yarn back. So here's the yarn that I brought back. So first, when I arrived at Moelview, because I was going to the festival for myself, because I wanted to go, because my parents were here in Devon that weekend, so they said to me, if you want to go, we can look after your daughter and you can go, it's fine with us. So I did it. So I went for that, and then because we had this collaboration with Paula from Moelview, I said to her, if you need me on your stand, just let me know, I'll be happy to help. And she was like, yeah, of course you can. So I've helped her all weekend. And yeah, just meet, people that I've been chatting with online, and just, it's nice to do like French festival, but it's nice to do like festival in the English speaking world too. So I've been able to meet other people from other countries. Met quite a lot of Italian people actually. It was really nice. And yeah, thank you so much. A lot of you have told me, oh, I watched your podcast, thank you for doing it in English. And I felt so bad because I was thinking about the last episode that I didn't record in English. So there is a very nice lady from Sweden. I don't think you told me your name. If you're watching, hi, who said she was watching all my episodes. And so yeah, when she said that, I was like, okay, next time I really have to do English too. So yeah, so it was a really good weekend. I loved the festival, so much yarn. So many nice people. It was, yeah, you had a lot of things, but it wasn't too big, so it still felt a bit like intimate. So yeah, I loved it. So when I arrived at Paula's stand, which was beautiful by the way, I found this Suri base. So it's Suri lace, 74% baby Suri alpaca, 26% mulberry silk, and it's beautiful. So she explained to me that it's a really good base for people that don't really like mohair but who want something a bit like mohair. So it's way softer than mohair, and it's not, if you find mohair a bit itchy, this is not at all. It's beautiful. So I bought 3 skeins. So I originally took 2, but then I took a 3rd one because as I'm not sure on what I'm gonna use it for, I was like, this is such a beautiful base, I need to be sure I have enough for a jumper or something if I want to. So yeah, I've got 3 of a light pink, and then to go with it, maybe, did I lose a skein? Yes, I did. Maybe to go with it, I bought new Welsh mule, so it's the yarn I used for the Romy jumper, in the pink, same colorway, because I do have like half of a skein left of this one, so I just found it sad to have this left. So I thought if I've used 2 and then I've got this 3rd one, I may be able to do a jumper, and then I could add this with it. But then in the same time, a few people told me, oh, it would be nice to have just something with that, and it would too, but you need to do a swatch because I can't really see how it looks like when it's knit on its own, so I need to swatch to see how it will look like. But yeah, that's what I bought. And then I bought this from Eden Cottage. So it's the Titus 4-ply colorway driftwood, 75% superwash merino, 25% silk, and it's kind of a beigey rose, beigey pink, beigey pink, kind of. I stay in the same colors, but you know. And this is her mohair, and it's the same base, same colorway, but in a different base. So I bought 2 of these. And I've got an idea what I want to make. That would be probably a design. Not probably, high chance. But I have a general idea of what I want to make, but I don't have like a clear idea. So we'll see when I have time, a bit like this. And then the last yarn is this one. So this is a Moelle View as well, and it's British Aran, so it's Aran weight, and it's BFL and Masham, and it's kind of a purple colorway, like dark purple. So this is Aran, so I've got 5 skein of these ones, and I've got an idea for a jumper or an idea for a shawl, like a winter shawl in Aran. Could be nice too. So same, we will see what I decide to go for, but yeah, that's basically what I bought, and that's enough. So yeah, so it was really nice to be at EYF. I really enjoyed it. I hope I'll have the chance to go back maybe next year or the year after. But yeah, if you stopped by and said hi and whatever, if you need any help, just send me an email. But yeah, it was really nice to actually meet English or English speakers people, and even if we didn't always speak the same language, we managed to understand each other. So when we were on Paula's stand a few times, very nice Italian ladies asked for help, but they couldn't really speak English, neither French, and I can't speak Italian, and they couldn't speak English either. Well, yeah, I said not English, not French, and I can't speak Italian, so it was a bit tricky, but we managed to understand each other, which was nice. So yeah, just moments like that, you know, when you're all surrounded by yarn, and it was really lovely. So I hope everyone had a nice and safe festival, and everyone felt welcome. We really tried to, you know, include everyone, and I hope people felt that. So so yeah, so that's it for today. It was quite a long episode compared to usually, because yeah, it's been so long. I wanted to show you everything. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, don't hesitate to leave me a comment to tell me what you liked or what you would like to see in, I don't know, further episodes. Don't hesitate to subscribe either to the channel if you want to know when I post a video, because it's always a bit like all the time, well, all the time as in, yeah, there's not like a proper routine on my videos, but I will be working on this vlog from Iceland in the next few weeks, so I hope you will enjoy that. And yeah, just have a nice day, have a nice evening, or a nice weekend whenever you watch this video, and speak later.